everyone. How's it going? We're going to be doing some Game Awards voting today. If you have not voted for the Game Awards, you can head on over to the Game Awards. I think it's thegameawards.com. Actually, I can double check that quick. Thegameawards.com. You need to log in. You can either create an account or you can log in with Facebook or Twitter. I have chosen my Facebook. Hence why you see my name and then a picture of me and my fiance up there. That's my profile picture. We're going to be voting for the Game Awards today. I am debating with the Game Awards here because traditionally every year there's been a betting special with me and my best friend Eric on this channel. Unfortunately, Eric basically can't hang out, see, or really talk to me until next year. He's got a crazy busy life going on right now. So we are not going to do some traditional betting special. But I do want to throw this out to you guys because I had an idea. And you guys, tell me if this is a bad idea or not. So there's a billion categories and all this stuff to vote on. What I was debating on doing is having this be a Nintendo Prime versus the Nintendo Prime community bet. So basically, there really isn't. Let me put it this way. So we have all these different categories, and what I would do is I'm gonna do my votes now, live on stream. In fact, I should probably jot them down. Let me bring up a notepad here, so I jot down what I actually vote on. And what I would do is I would create a poll for each of these categories on YouTube, on the community section. And you guys would then vote just among our community. Now, you can still go to thegameawards.com and, get your vote in. But we would vote on each of these categories. And if I get more right or the community gets more right would basically be the bet. So I would be going up against the community. So all you guys would have a poll. We'd have a poll for each category going up on our community section. I'm not going to spam them all up at once because that's a little ridiculous. But maybe I don't know. I'll have to divide however many categories there are versus how many days are left up to the day before. And then we will see who gets more right. If you guys get more right, I don't know. There should be a punishment for me. If I get more right, I don't know. There's no way to really punish you guys. That's the thing. It's kind of a lose-lose situation. So even if I get more right than you guys, how do I punish the community? I don't know. This is why I need to throw it out to you guys if this is even a good idea to do it this way or if I should just go through and just vote and just leave it at that. So you guys let me know. Should I do a betting special against you guys, but there's a punishment? But I just don't know. I just don't know. And by the way, we will be live streaming the Game Awards this upcoming Thursday. We will be live streaming it. I already got it all set up. Good to go. Let's see here. I'm not seeing too many people really liking my I cannot upload, but that punishes myself, Denver Danger. I make money on my channel. Not uploading for a week punishes myself and punishes the channel. I don't want to punish myself for winning. Then I would just not vote at all. So then if you get even one right, I lose. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a one-sided bet. Maybe it's if I beat you, I don't have to do the dare. But if I lose, I have to do the dare. It could literally just be a one-sided affair. Doesn't really have to have a way to punish you guys. But I don't know. That's something I can think about maybe later. For now, I'm going to go through, and we're going to go category by category, and we're going to vote. I'm going to vote on every category, even if I have no experience with that category, which obviously makes my vote less relevant than people who do have experience. But let's see here. So first up, we have Best Esports Team. Now, you guys can't see them all here. Yeah, not much I can do about that. You guys can't see them all here. The one on the far left is for this first one is Damon Dam One Gaming for League of Legends. Next up is Dallas Empire for Call of Duty. G2 Esports for League of Legends. San Francisco Shock for Overwatch League, and then Team Secret for Dota 2. Those are the ones to vote on. Now, I don't know anything. I don't really watch esports. I don't know anything about this. And I'm looking at the pictures of the teams. I don't know. So I'm going to go for the game out of this group that I like the most. And I like Dota 2 the most out of all of these, which is League of Legends, Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Dota 2. I like Dota 2 the most. So I'm going to vote for the Dota 2 Team Secret team. That's kind of how I base that vote. So I got my vote in there. You earned a badge. Student voted in one category. All right. Thanks for casting your vote. I'm going to write this down on my notepad in case I decide to do a batting special with you guys later. So we'll talk about a batting special potentially at the end here. So we got best esports team is Team Secret. That's who I voted for. Again, you guys can go to thegameawards.com and get your own vote in. Let's see here. All right, close that. Next up, you guys should be able to see all these. So now we have best esports host. So we got, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna change up my look here a bit. We're gonna close the donation goal. We're gonna close the view counter. We're just gonna take this and we're just gonna go up to here. That way I could do this, and you guys could see like best esports host here. So we got Alex Golden Boy Mendez. We have Alex Machine Richardson, Elfie Sajokes Deporter. I don't know how to say that. James Dash Patterson, and then Jorian Shiva Vanda Hejan. Now, he's supposed to be the best host or commentator of an esports event, both in venue and or broadcast in 2020, irrespective of game or language. I don't know any of these people at all. Any of them. We got 2 chicks. We got 3 guys. I literally don't know any of them. Again, I don't really watch esports. So how am I going to base this vote? Well, this guy wears glasses. This guy wears glasses. I used to wear glasses. I wear contacts now. Let's see here. I don't know who any of these people are. How should I base this vote? Let's see. This guy's got an alien. You know what? Alienware Computer, you're out of here. I know it was probably because they were like a sponsor of the event, but get out of here. Alienware overcharges. Let's see here. So you're gone. Like, this guy looks like he's like I don't know, like an NFL broadcaster. I don't like it. You're out of here. So I'm down to this guy and the 2 chicks. Honestly, don't these girls like look very similar? Just in terms of their looks. Both blonde hair. Anyways. I guess the hair is parted differently. Her hair is parted on the right side. Her hair is parted on the left side. Let's see here. About your new setup, says Milky Hazard. No offense, but it looks like a garage. You can't really see the gaming stuff that well. I'd suggest a nice banner and have it centered in the room. It is centered. My camera is not centered. There's a difference. This camera is not centered. So my camera, my normal camera, is like over here. And then it is centered on the stuff back here. My webcam for live streams, I don't really care what you see in the background of my live streams. Whoops. Oop, my mic spun. I really don't care what you see in the background of the live streams. But it's going to look like a garage because it's just storage. It's not. I reorganized my shelves not for presentation. I reorganized it because I have too much shit. So it's literally, they're just storage shelves. That's all they are. That's their purpose. That garage look you're talking about, that's the look it's supposed to be. I'm not trying to put on some fancy presentation. I'm a basement-dwelling YouTuber. Granted, it's the basement of my own house, so I don't actually live down here. Anyways, let's see here. Choose best nickname. Well, okay, so the 3 left, I got Golden Boy, I can't even say that. So, you know what? I can't say your nickname. You're out. So we got Sheever and Golden Boy. Sheever and Golden Boy. I don't know what Sheever means. I'm going to go Golden Boy because I'm a Golden Boy. I'm a Golden Boy. Next up, best esports game. Now, here's where I can maybe have some opinion. I've played pretty much all of these games at least once. So I can talk, like, I know we're talking about it in the realm of esports, though. So for the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, respective of genre or platform. So we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We got Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO, just still charting. Fortnite, of course. League of Legends and Valorant. Fortnite, League of Legends, and CSGO are basically mainstays at this point. Valorant is obviously making some good play into it. And there's a new Call of Duty almost every year. Modern Warfare was obviously really good. Really, really good. Really good game. But I got to judge it based on esports. And of the people I watch that play competitively, I don't really watch any Call of Duty people that play competitively. I just never really been that interested in watching a competitive thing. Dude, isn't this a kids channel? You just said shit. Shit, fuck, ass, cum, bitch, dick. This is not a children's channel. It's never been a children's channel. I'm 34 fucking years old. If I wanted to make a children's channel, I would make a children's channel. Did you know that YouTube doesn't like children's channels? Did you know that making a children's channel in 2020 is akin to just not being on YouTube? Not a children's channel. It's never been a children's channel. Do I swear often? No. But do I swear? Absolutely. Let's see here. I'm going to go with... God. I do watch some Fortnite streamers sometimes. I watch some League of Legends streamers. I watch some I watch streamers for all 4 of these games. So I'm going to go with the game I enjoy the most. And I enjoy Fortnite the most. I know, call me a shill. Call me a shill, but I actually enjoy Fortnite. So, there you go. Best esports event. We got the Blast Premier Spring 2020 European Finals. We got the Call of Duty League Championships 2020. We got the IEM Katowice 2020. Don't even know what any of these are. League of Legends World Championship. Well, I assume that's for League of Legends. Overwatch League Grand Finals 2020. It says recognizing an event across single or multiple days that delivered a best-of-class experience. See, again, this is just going to be based on, you know what? Oh, man. I'm gonna just select Call of Duty because I don't know if I'm going to vote for Call of Duty for anything. So I'm going to give Call of Duty a vote here. I think Modern Warfare was legitimately a good game. So I'm just going to vote on the basis that Call of Duty Modern Warfare was pretty good. So I'm just going to give it. I don't know if the event was any good. It's not my favorite esport to watch, but I feel like I just have to give Call of Duty a vote somewhere. So we're going to give them a vote there. All right. Best esports coach. Again, I'm not going to know any of these. Esports categories are not my forte. So we have the esports coach judged to get the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2020. So we have Danny Zodiac Sorensen, Dahi Krusty Park, Fabian Grabs Loman, Lee Zepha Jamin, and Raymond Rambo Lussier. Well, I'm just going to give it to Rambo because I like the nickname Rambo. Thank the movies for that. Rambo. All right. Best esports athlete. Again, I'm probably not going to know any of these people. So we have Ian Crimsix Porter, Head Snowmaker SU. So I'm definitely going based on nicknames here. Kim Canyon, Jayon Shotzi, Cuevas Castring, Matthew Zawu Herbat. I mean, I gotta go Showmaker. I mean, I was thinking on Canyon for a second, like Kim Canyon is making I'm just trying to think like from a commentating standpoint, like heck, Showmaker, the Showmaker has. Man, I don't know. Canyon just said, I'm going Canyon. I like Canyon. I like his name better, Kim Canyon. I'm liking that. I'm liking that as like a commentating name. don't know anything about these people. So I apologize if you're into esports and it's just like, oh my God, what are you doing? I know nothing. I don't really watch that much. Not enough to really know anything. All right. Here we get into some categories. We get into some categories here. Splatoon's better than Fortnite. That's obviously personal opinions. I'd probably agree with that personal opinion, but all right. Best debut game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. So we got Carry On. God, that's a good game. Mortal Shell. These are all great games. Raji, the Ancient Epic, Roki, and Phasmophobia. All of these games are awesome. All these games are awesome. But the best debut game, like for the first game from a studio, I got to give it to Carry On. It's just something about that game still sticks with me since the first time I played it. These other ones, they were neat experiences, but this one sticks with me. So we're going to go Carry On. What do we got? Content Creator of the Year. Here's the question. Am I going to know any of these people? For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community. So I know Alana Pierce. Used to work at IGN. Now she's working for a game studio. She's a writer at a game studio right now. I don't know if you guys know this. She'll still be creating content on YouTube here and there, but she is a game writer now. She officially works in the game industry. Not the game media, game industry. So it'll be really weird if Alana Pierce wins when she's not really a content creator anymore. Although this is just for what happened this year. She was a content creator for all of 2020. We got Jay and Lopez, Nick Merckx. I've heard of Nick Merckx. I don't really know. I've never seen any of his content. Tim the Tatman. I've heard of him, but I've never seen any of his content. And Valkyrie. Haven't seen any of her content either. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to go with Alana Pierce just because she's the only one of these 5 I've actually watched content from, and I legitimately enjoyed her content. So it will be strange if she wins because she's the most recognizable of all these people to a lot of gamers, but she now actually works in the video game industry, so like it'll be a really weird to see her win. A content creator award when she's like not really doing content creation for much. Let me see. Fortnite has more modes. That's true. Scott the Waz should win. Well, he's not in that one. Splatoon is freaking awesome. The gameplay is way more creative. Faster, smoother, more traversable maps. All right, best multiplayer. Oh boy, this is going to be controversial. So we have for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game, genre, or platforms. It doesn't matter what the genre is or the platform. All that matters is that it has co-op or massively multiplayer experiences, and it has to be outstanding multiplayer gameplay and design. So because it has to be outstanding, I have to eliminate Animal Crossing. I'm sorry. Animal Crossing New Horizons has multiplayer. It's not that great. It's restrictive. Local and online. It's restrictive. Not always easy. Disconnects. I can't. Animal Crossing just. I'm sorry. I love Animal Crossing. I might vote for it in a category later, but I can't vote for it right now. So we have Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, which was pretty good, Fall Guys, and Valorant. So this is tough. A lot of people in the chat are going to say Among Us. And I think if I do a betting special against you guys, Among Us is definitely going to win that poll. But this is my confession. I've never played Among Us, so it's hard to have opinion upon it. I've never had a desire to play Among Us. Maybe if they brought it to Switch. That's right. I know I'm supposed to be irrespective of the game genre or platform, but because it's not on Switch, I haven't played it. I'm just being honest. It's weird that a massively popular indie game is skipping out on the best platform for indie games. I'm just saying, the best platform for indie games is missing one of the best indie games. It makes no sense. It does not compute in my brain that this is the reality we live in. See, the same thing's true for Fall Guys, too. Like, Fall Guys isn't on Switch either. What is up with these popular indie games being like, yeah, we're just not going to be on Switch? So I don't want to hold that against it, but I've never played it. I have played Call of Duty Warzone a little bit. I also haven't played Fall Guys. I've watched streams of Among Us. I've watched streams of Fall Guys. But I haven't played them. Valorant I've played a little bit. So the games I've played were Animal Crossing New Horizons, Call of Duty Warzone, and Valorant. Animal Crossing's Online's not great. I'm glad it's there, but it's not great. I mean, it's better than Super Mario Party, but that's not saying much. So between Call of Duty Warzone and Valorant for me, which sucks because I think it's really going to be between them. I think the actual award, if we're being honest, is between Among Us and Fall Guys. And Among Us is bigger than Fall Guys ever got. Like, Fall Guys was really, really popular for about a month. Among Us came along and it's sticking. But I'm going to give it to Valorant. I already had a Call of Duty vote in there. We're gonna go Valorant. I really enjoyed Valorant's multiplayer. People are mad now. You didn't pick Among Us. Hey, you go ahead and vote Among Us. I'm well aware Among Us. This is like Among Us's category to lose. If Among Us loses best multiplayer, I will be shocked. This is probably going to be the winner. But I'm doing my own personal vote. This is my vote. Not your vote, my vote. This is on who I want to win. Not who I think will win. Who I think will win is different. Who I think will win versus who I want to win. Totally different. All right. Best sports/racing game. I can definitely talk about this. So we got Dirt 5. Pretty good game. F1 2020. Pretty good game. FIFA 21. I'll never vote for a FIFA game. NBA 2K21. Been playing a lot of that lately. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. For the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. Guys, there could be only one. Clearly, it's FIFA 20. No, I'm just kidding. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Don't even have to think about it. A successful reboot of a franchise that has gone to hell. It's got to be Tony Hawk. I earned a new badge. It's got to go to Tony Hawk. There's no other answer but Tony. Like, NBA 2K21 is great. I've been playing it. It's great. FIFA 21, I'm sure it's fine if you're a FIFA fan. I'm not a FIFA fan. And I enjoyed these racing games. They're good. No offense to racing games. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 to me came out of nowhere. As a successful remake. Got to give it to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Making a skating game relevant again. All right. Next up. Oh, no. Best sim/strategy game. It's interesting to see sim included in here because that's why you have Microsoft Flight Simulator there. When one of these games does not fit with the rest. So best sim/strategy game. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation and strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. So we have Crusader Kings 3. We have Desperados 3. Gears Tactics. I have played that, and I've played Crusader Kings. Actually, I think I've actually tried all of these. Microsoft Flight Simulator and XCOM Chimera Squad. One of these does not fit with the rest, and that's Flight Simulator. But I question, do we count Flight Simulator as a game? Like, it is simulating, right? But it's not really a game. And it's not intended to be a game. It's impressive. I don't know if there's a single PC on the market that can run it flawlessly, even with a 3090. So is it really a game, though? It is a sim, though. I can't argue with that. It is a simulator. It's a really good one. I don't know. I mean, the game I have the most fun with is Crusader Kings 3. Now, Gears Tactics, all right. Desperados 3 is pretty good. XCOM Chimera Squad's pretty good. Crusader Kings 3 is excellent. So I'm kind of torn right now. Because I want to give it to Crusader Kings 3, but I can't ignore Microsoft Flight Simulator because This is the first time a flight sim has been relevant in a long ass time. Whereas Crusader Kings 3 is more like a traditional strategy game. So I'm torn between Crusader Kings 3 and this is legitimately the first tough vote I've had. I don't know, man. They're both so good. Read that again. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy. Here's the thing, though. Crusader Kings 3 to me is the best strategy game. Microsoft Flight Simulator is the best simulation game. Here's the problem. They combine two categories into one, and I'm torn between the two games on the list that are the best in each category. Oh, man. Best game focused on real-time or turn. Yeah, that doesn't help me. When you do combo category like this is tough. A lot of people saying flight sim. You never seen anyone play Gears Tactics? It's pretty good. Got it on Game Pass, Xbox Series X. Warhammer. God. Hold on. Do I cheat and look at the other category? I want to know if Crusader Kings 3 is up for... I mean, neither of these games are going to be up for any other category. Maybe best PC game, if that's a thing. That might have Crusader Kings on it. But then Flight Sim could be on there too. I'm going to go with Crusader Kings 3 because it's more my kind of game. It's more my kind of game than Flight Sim is. This is not a diss to Flight Sim. Crusader Kings 3 is just more my style of game. Best family game. Oh boy, here we go. This is Nintendo's category to lose. Nintendo has, I count it, 3 games in this category. So best family game. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform, we have Animal Crossing New Horizons. We have Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. We have Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. We have Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. We have Minecraft Dungeons, and then we have Paper Mario The Origami King. I don't think this is that hard of a category. Now that I've read it all, I think this is a runaway. It's Animal Crossing. This is literally the definition of Animal Crossing. Year of the pandemic. A game for literally everyone. My youngest 5-year-old enjoys playing it, all the way up to me who's 34. Every single person in my family is on my in my house is on my island. There's 5 of us on my island. The multiplayer sucks. I don't think it's a good co-op game. I don't think it's fun to play together with other people. But as a game for every person in the family to play, it's got to be the Animal Crossing. I mean, Animal Crossing can't lose this category. This is the category Animal Crossing has to win. Maybe best Switch game if that's a category later. But, dude, it has to win best family game. It is like the definition of family games. So, no offense. These are all good games. But, I mean, this shouldn't even be close. Best fighting game. So this is, for people who don't know, I'm not a big fighting game fan. So this is the category for games that I'll have the least experience with. So when you see Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows, Under Night in Birth, Late CL. Okay, so here's the thing. Automatically, when I'm voting for best fighting game of the year, Mortal Kombat 11 didn't come out this year. Street Fighter 5 did not come out this year. These are special editions. I don't count special editions as a new release this year. That's like releasing Last of Us Remastered and then counting that for best adventure game or something. So these might be better games, but they're not 2020 games. I'm sorry. I automatically eliminate any game that's just a new version of the same game. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. It's Mortal Kombat 11. It's just a combo pack with everything in it. Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition. It's Street Fighter 5 with some extra content. I'm sorry. Nope, they're gone. Those games eliminated. They can't be considered because they're not actually new this year. They're not. Now they want to say best fighting game overall, then Super Smash Bros. Should be in this argument. So, it's still a fighting game, and it came out in 2020. No, it's... Okay, it's a fighting game. It's a version that came out in 2020. The game itself came out earlier. Mortal Kombat 11, I'm sorry, I've been playing that on my Switch since last year. What have you been doing? Mortal Kombat 11 came out in 2019. I can't count that as a 2020 game. If you personally want to count it as a 2020 game, be my guest. Mortal Kombat 11 is a 2019 game. You can't have a game come out. This is like having Breath of the Wild and then doing a Breath of the Wild Collector's Edition the next year that has all the DLC. It's still Breath of the Wild. It still came out in 2017. It's not a 2018 game. Same thing here. Mortal Kombat came out in 2019. This Ultimate is just all the content, all the DLC content together in one package. In 2020. It's still Mortal Kombat 11 that came out in 2019. I can't count it. It's not a 2020 game. I'm sorry. It's going to win on sheer popularity. Mortal Kombat's probably going to win because it's popular. But dude, come on. It's not even a 2020 game. It's a re-release of a 2019 game. A re-release is what it is. Same for Street Fighter V. It's a re-release. It's a re-release. I'm like, I can't count it. So that leads me down to Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. And you guys will let me know, are these re-releases too? Are all of these re-releases? Are all of these re-releases? That's the question. Grand Blue Fantasy. Hey, and here's the thing. You could talk about Among Us came out 2 years ago. I didn't vote for Among Us, did I? It's going to win the one category, but did I vote for Among Us? I don't recall. Wait, did I vote for Among Us? Not relevant. So, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. One Punch, A Hero Nobody. Under Night. Are all these games that came out? I'm going to have to do some Google searching quick. Are these all re-releases? Are these all re-releases with new versions? Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Where's the Wikipedia for this thing? Here we go. Let me look at the history of this one. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Okay, came out February 6th and March 3rd. Okay. That's a new game. All right, that's not a re-release. Okay. One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows. Let's see here. Came out February 28th. Okay, yeah, that's a new game too. And then Under Night in Birth EXE Late. I'm probably not gonna vote for that one, anyways. So it's I'm gonna go Grand Blue, just because I've played it. But yeah, I mean, Mortal Kombat's gonna win because it's the most popular game. But I can't count it. You can't have Mortal Kombat 11 show up in the same best fighting category 2 years in a row. For like, oh, this is the best fight. Like, if we just want to talk about the best fighting game right now as it stands today in 2020, this list is wrong. We're Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You can't have the most popular, best-selling fighting game of all time not included in a best fighting game list if all this listed is what is the best fighting game today. It's not. This is the 2020 best fighting game. I don't care if these new versions of the same game came out in 2020. I'm not going to allow my personal vote to go to Mortal Kombat multiple years in a row. Sorry, you shouldn't be in the category multiple years in a row with the same game. Just me, though. And I have a feeling that we're going to see this throughout this list at times. Best role-playing. For the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. So this is like something where like World of Warcraft would be in here if their expansion pack would have came out on time. So we have the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royale, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. I mean, this is a give me, right? This is a give me category. We all know who's going to win. Who's going to win, who I'm going to vote for, could be two separate things. P5R. I played Yakuza, by the way. Good game. It's Genshin Impact. It's Genshin Impact for me. Surprised me, that game did. And it's on like every platform known to man. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think, is going to win the category. But I'm giving it to Genshin. Best Action Adventure. Here we go. Here we go. This is a complicated category for me. So, for the best action adventure game combining combat and traversal and puzzle solving. So, I have Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Xbox Series X. Played a bunch of that. I have now officially played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order because it's on Game Pass. So, I have played some of this, but not a lot. I have played a bunch of Will of the Wisps. But I haven't played any of these PlayStation games. So, this is like Sony's category to lose, right? You have Ghost of Tsushima, Miles Morales, and The Last of Us Part 2. I haven't played any of these games. I can imagine that Miles Morales has the best traversal. I mean, it's hard to top web slinging. Web slinging is, it's hard to top that for traversal. And I know it's got pretty good combat, but I haven't played it, and I don't know what the puzzles are like. The puzzles in Assassin's Creed Valhalla aren't that bad. I wouldn't even consider it really much of a puzzle game. Ghost of Tsushima, I just haven't played. Haven't watched much of. Haven't played any of The Last of Us Part 2. Ori's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. But is it the best? I don't know that I'd even call it an action-adventure game. I think it's more like an action platformer. Is that even a thing? Or an adventure platformer? It's a platforming game. I don't know. I'm going to go with the best one I've played. It's Assassin's Creed. Valhalla is a really good game. But I think it's going to be one of these two. I think it's going to either be Ghost of Tsushima or Miles Morales that's going to win. You never know. Last of Us Part 2 is the most voted, is the most in the most categories. So that's probably gonna do well. In every category. Okay, best action game. Here we go. Get ready. For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. So you have Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. Woo! This is a tough one. Doom Eternal just is the action of action games. But damn, is Hades really good. Half-Life Alyx is great, but it's not just combat focused. So I want to give it to Half-Life. I just don't think I can. It's the best VR game ever made. Hands down. This is the game that makes you feel like, yeah, VR is another level. But it's not just combat focused. Like, not like Doom and Hades. These two games are focused as hell. Not a big fan of Neo 2 or Streets of Rage. So to me, it's between Hades and Doom Eternal. Can you remember a day when it wouldn't even be a question going between an indie game and a AAA game? But now I'm sitting here questioning, which one's better? What's the best game focused primarily on combat? Is it Doom Eternal or is it Hades? Man. I feel like Doom Eternal is going to win the category. But I think Doom Eternal is better than Hades as a pure action game. Remember, this isn't which game is better per se. It's which game is better as a pure action game. This is tough. I'm going to give it to Hades. I'm going to go for the little guy. Doom Eternal is going to win anyways. So I'm going to go for the little guy. Innovation in accessibility. So, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward. Okay, that's a big one. Pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. I have a question about this category. Why is Assassin's Creed Valhalla in this category? So it's about pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even. What does Assassin's Creed Valhalla do any different than any other Assassin's Creed game? It doesn't even have ray tracing. Like, at least Watch Dogs Legion, you could say, okay, from a technological perspective, it's like the only game on the market on all systems that has ray tracing. So, like, you could say ray tracing in Watch Dogs Legions makes it, possible to be on this list since this is also innovation in technology. I think what's weird about this is when you look at innovation and accessibility, you read that, you don't think technology. You don't think, oh, which one of these games implemented technology? Like, Watch Dogs Legion, does it really expand the amount of people playing games because of what it does? Because it has ray tracing? Watch Dogs Legion doesn't expand the gaming market because it has ray tracing. I think there should be an innovation in technology and an innovation in accessibility. I don't think those categories should be put together. Assassin's Creed Valhalla does nothing for either. Watch Dogs Legion has ray tracing, which is a technological feat, but isn't an accessibility feat. And the name of this is inaccessibility. So I'm just going to disclude Legion because it doesn't make gaming more accessible. Last of Us Part 2. I guess the argument here is because it has a female lead. Is that the argument? Like, it makes games more accessible because it has a female lead? Is that the argument I'm supposed to believe? Hyper Dot and Grounded. Yes, buddy. What's up?
What are you doing?
I am live streaming right now.
What is that?
I'm working. That's what it means. Go play. Go play. Go be a kid. Get out of my office. You're not playing Switch. So, outie, please. And shut the door. No. I said nobody's playing Switch. My kids. My kids, man. Anything they can do to try to convince themselves to play video games. Out of my office. Shut the door. Children. So it can't be Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It can't be Watch Dogs Legion to me. I'm just basing it off the category name. I'm kind of ignoring the technology point. So, The Last of Us Part 2 is probably going to win. But, like, does it really make gaming more accessible just because there's a female character lead? I'm just being honest. Like, I personally don't care if the character lead's a female, male, transgender, or anything in between. It doesn't matter to me. I'm there for the game and the gameplay. Are there more people gaming today because of Ellie being the lead than there was when the prior guy was the lead? I know a way to find out. Did it actually make things more accessible? Let's see. Hold on. We gotta let's see here. I'm just looking at the sales data. I know it's insanely popular. Okay, can we get some actual numbers? Is there wait, oh, here we go. This is from August. Okay. Okay. I wish I could see real sales data. It hasn't really been an update since August. So Joel's way better. So like that's the thing. It's not about which character is better. I don't care which character is better. It's about, was Ellie being the lead of the game? Did that make the game more accessible to more gamers? So basically, with Ellie being the lead, did more people end up playing The Last of Us Part 2 than played the original Last of Us? That's the question I have. Did the gaming medium expand for The Last of Us because there's a female lead? I don't think if it did, I don't think it expanded enough. It's not like the PlayStation 4 sales are notably special in comparison to prior Sony platforms. And then we have Hyperdot and Grounded. Let me look up those games quick. I haven't played them, but I've seen some trailers. I know Grounded was a survival game. Enhanced version. Yeah, I haven't played the enhanced version yet. Fun and original concept. So like this is a new original concept game, kind of like Honey I Shrunk the Kids almost. What's Hyperdot? Hyperdot game. Hyperdot's a minimalist action arcade game with one rule: dodge everything, evade enemies, and test your skills. See, like, this category's all wrong. I don't think any of these games makes gaming more accessible. Does anyone disagree? This category, none of these games fit this category. When I think of maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. When I think of accessibility, I think something that expands the medium and makes games more capable or more people gaming today than ever before because of X, Y, or Z. So like the Nintendo Wii and the Wiimote and Wii Sports. Because of the Wiimote and Wii Sports, gaming was expanded, right? I think we can agree on that. Touchscreens in the DS. Before we had touchscreen gaming on phones. We didn't really have that at the time when DS first came out. Again, help expand the medium. Phones with touchscreens, smartphones, help expand the medium. Games like Candy Crush helped expand the medium. I don't think any of these games really expanded the medium. Now you might say, oh, well, it's not which game expanded the medium more. It's which innovator and accessibility. Well, those games made video games more accessible to more people. Like, in this category, I feel like, should be Among Us. There's more people playing Among Us than any other game in the world right now. And Among Us is, while not a release from this year, is at least a game I could say has made video games more accessible to more people. You know, you want to really get out there? They should include video game accessories in this. What about the Xbox accessibility controller? That thing has made gaming more accessible to more people, to the disabled. Half-Life Alyx has made VR more enticing and thus more accessible to people who don't believe that VR adds enough. Half-Life Alyx is a proving ground that VR can do something that traditional gaming can't. Those all increase accessibility and desire to play games. These games are all fantastic, but none of them increase accessibility. So, I'm just going to go Grounded. because it's unique. Really unique game. So I'm just going to go grounded because it's unique. I don't think any of these games fit the category. I think I spent a lot of time on this category when nobody cares. I shouldn't say nobody cares. I just think if I had a chance to be on the panel with Jeff Keighley talking about this, I would talk about this category and be like, can we talk about what accessibility really means? Best VR/AR game. This is like not even, where is it? Done. This isn't even a challenge. Iron Man VR was decent. Squadrons was decent. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners was decent. Dreams was decent. The only game that mattered in here, this is Half-Life Alyx. They might as well just not even have a vote. It's by far the best VR/AR game, period. I don't even need to read what the reasoning is. It's literally, it's Half-Life Alyx, and there's not even a VR game in existence that's anywhere close to Half-Life Alyx. So, all right. Yeah, John, that's what I said. All those games they had listed there just appeal to people who are already gamers. They don't make gaming more accessible. Like Microsoft Game Pass, xCloud, even Google frickin' Stadia is a better candidate overall than any of those games. Even if I don't think Google Stadia worked. It at least tried to make gaming more accessible. It tried. Like, those are things that make gaming more accessible. Anyways. Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity. So basically, the people that pay attention to the fans the most. Who pays attention to their fans the most? We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant. So part of me wants to go with Fall Guys right away, but I'm going to reach out to you guys who maybe you play, because I don't really play much of Valorant or No Man's Sky or Apex Legends or really Destiny 2. The only games I know that have great community support I haven't played Fall Guys, but I see Fall Guys responding to people on Twitter all the time. I see Fortnite and Epic Games responding to people on Fortnite all the time. So like, I feel like it's between these two games, personally. But how's the customer support with the other games? Is the customer support good with the other games or no? Fall Guys does not have a report feature. Ooh. That's a big knock against Fall Guys. If there's no report feature, I don't care how well they respond on social media. You can't report in-game bugs. No, accessibility. Hold on. Let me look up the definition of accessibility. Hey, we have a super chat. Fortnite and weren't released in 2020. Yes, I know, but this is just about which game had the best community support. Accessibility, best community supported game in 2020 is what this is. It's not about a game that released in 2020. I don't think. I guess to be consistent, well, Apex Legends didn't come out this year either. Accessibility definition. So all accessibility means, literally, is being able to be reached or entered. So the ability to reach more people. It doesn't have to be handicapped people. So you're talking about disabled gamers. That's one form of accessibility. But accessibility, the definition of it is literally just being able to reach people. So it's just about being able to reach more people. So that's why me saying the Wiimote and stuff like that, that reached more gamers. It appealed to people who weren't gamers. Accessibility is about expanding gaming. Now, you can expand gaming, into disabled people, of course. Absolutely. Hence why I mentioned like the Xbox accessibility controller and stuff like that. But this section belongs to Fortnite or Valorant. I'm reaching out to you guys because I don't know enough about the community support for these games. Not having a report feature though kind of disqualifies Fall Guys for me. That's a big deal. No matter how much they respond on Twitter. Destiny 2 and Fortnite have been really good. See, like, have any of these games really come out this year? Apex Legends didn't. Destiny 2 didn't. Yeah, like most of these games didn't come out this year. You haven't heard of No Man's Sky? Oh, dude. You should have at least heard of it because of the original controversy. Say Destiny 2. I'm going to go with... I'm just going to go with Fortnite on this category because I know that they're really good at responding to people because heck, they've responded to me. They don't always give you what you want, but they're very forward about things. Best mobile game. For the best game playable on a mobile device. They're talking about games on phones. So we got Among Us, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra, and Pokemon Cafe Mix. This is clearly between Among Us and Genshin Impact. Sorry, Pokemon. Cafe Remix isn't very good. So, my thing with this category... Hold on. A lot of people are going to say Among Us. Hold on. Among Us is kind of like the perfect game for mobile. I'll say that, based on what I've seen. So I'm doing some research here. I'm probably going to go. I mean, Among Us is going to win. Among Us is going to win. But I'm going Genshin Impact. Why did I go Genshin Impact? Bottom line is, this is 2020 best mobile game. Genshin Impact's new this year. Among Us is 2018. Now, you want to have Among Us as a 2018 vote? Sure. I was trying to see why Among Us blew up this year. And it doesn't look like anyone has any specific reason that Among Us blew up out of nowhere. It just did. I don't know. There must be some streamer who played it or something. I'm assuming. So I'm not sure why Among Us blew up. But it's a 2018 game. And I'm not going to give a 2020 award to a game from 2018. Unless the category is different. Instead of being best mobile game, what if it was a category of best game to play in 2020? Then I would have Among Us and Animal Crossing neck and neck. Because then it doesn't matter when the game came out. It's about what game is the best to play. Or like, what's the best game to play during the pandemic or something like that, right? That would be a great category. And Among Us then, like, it's just hard for me to give Among Us a victory in anything, even though I know it's going to win like 2 awards at least so far that I've seen. But it's just hard for me to give it a win when it's a 2018 game. Yeah, a streamer played it. So a streamer made it popular. Like, I don't care. Okay, so the game became popular in 2020, but it's not a new game. It's new to a lot of people, but it's not a new game. So I don't know. All right, best indie game. Thank God they didn't include Among Us because it didn't come out in 2020. So Carry On, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky. This isn't even a contest. It's Hades. Moving on. Best ongoing game. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves player experiences over time. Now, this is good. This is where you can have games that have been out for a while because it's an ongoing game. So this is where League of Legends could be, or Fortnite. Obviously, they have Call of Duty Warzone there, Destiny 2, Apex Legends, No Man's Sky. They could have put a lot of different games in this category. You know, one game I'm surprised isn't on there is World of Warcraft. Where's the Warcraft love? Game's been going on since 2004. All these games on this list weren't even concepts in someone's brain when World of Warcraft came out. And yet it's not on this list, and they just had a new X-Pack this year. Bullshit, that's what I say. Bias. Console bias, that's what I can say there. That being said, Fortnite's been around, I think, the longest of all these. So it predates Apex and Call of Duty Warzone. I don't know if it predates No Man's Sky. But No Man's Sky, I don't know. Like, any game on this list that I wouldn't even put in competition with World of Warcraft, I just can't vote for. So No Man's Sky wouldn't be on the same level as World of Warcraft. Destiny 2 would be. Fortnite would be. Call of Duty Warzone's pretty good though. You know what? I have to go with. They said ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. I'll say this: if you only pop in like I do and play Fortnite, you know, for like a couple weeks out of every few months, Fortnite is different like every time. Like last I played, I was dropping in the Tony Stark and capturing things and getting killed by Iron Man. Now I have no idea what they're doing in Fortnite now. When I pop in next time, it'll be a different experience. So I'm going to go with Fortnite on this one. They just do a lot of updates. A lot more updates more often than I think the rest of these games do. Blizzard became Activision. It's Activision Blizzard. World of Warcraft's fine. It's popular. I'm enjoying the expansion pack Shadowlands. I'm saying why are they not considering it? It's still popular. Games for Impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social... So this is like a social justice award kind of thing. So If Found, Kentucky Route Zero. Again, I'm going to disqualify this because this is not a new game, even though it's TV edition. It's just not new. Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why, Through the Darkness of Times. I'm going to go with Tell Me Why. It's like the only game. I mean, I played some Kentucky Route Zero, but it's not new. Tell Me Why. It's just a good game. I haven't played these other ones, so there's some bias here. But that's going to happen in any sort of fan vote like this. There's going to be some bias involved. Best performance. Again, we have awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, or performance capture. So I have a question. I've watched game development for a long time. Are the people that are voice acting the same people doing motion capture? I'm asking because I already know the answer to this. For 90% of video games, the people doing the voice acting and the people that are doing motion capture are different people. AKA Abby from Last of Us Part 2. The person who did the motion capture for that was probably not the same person who voice acted the character. Same for Miles. The person who voice acted it is not the same person who did the motion capture. And if you're looking at all these, every person listed is the voice actor. This is a voice actor award. Why can't they just call it best performance and just say voice acting? Why do they have to include motion or performance capture? Why do they have to include motion or performance capture? They're not the same people. It's not the same people. They have professional stunt people that do the motion capture. Man. All right. Let's just treat this for what it is. It's a voice actor category. Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey, no doubt, out of every category I've seen The Last of Us 2 in, those performances are phenomenal. Phenomenal. Phenomenal voice acting. I mean, movie grade kind of acting. Phenomenal. Can't argue with that. You don't have to like the story. You don't have to like a lot of it, but phenomenal voice acting. I haven't really even watched gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima. The voice acting in Hades is pretty good. I don't really have any complaints for what the game is. It's about as good as you can do. And obviously, you got Naji. Sorry if I butchered that. Jeter did a great job voice acting Miles as well. So I'm kind of sorry, like Ghost of Tsushima. I'm kind of disqualifying you, just because I haven't watched enough or played enough of it to really know much about the voice acting of that character. But I have seen enough of Miles Morales to know about that, and obviously Last of Us Part 2. I haven't played Last of Us Part 2, but I've watched gameplay videos and some cutscenes, and it's good voice acting. I feel like the problem is I'm torn because I think Laura Bailey and Ashley Johnson's voice acting was equal to each other, and I can't vote for both. So because I can't vote for both, I'm not going to vote for neither. I'm going to go Miles Morales. Ellie should, I don't know. I can't decide between them which was the better performance. So we're going to go with Miles Morales. We're just going to avoid the controversy of not knowing which one to pick. Sorry, Last of Us Part 2. I don't know if you're going to get any votes today. As they're up for another one. Best audio design. Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, Last of Us Part 2. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Done. Moving on. I don't even like the kind of music that's in Doom Eternal. I don't even like it. But when I play Doom Eternal, it's the only kind of music I want to listen to. In addition to that, because this isn't just about music, I like the sound of all the enemies. I like the sound of ripping demons apart. All of the sound is just perfect. There's nothing I would change about Doom Eternal from an audio design perspective. Half-Life Alyx is pretty good. All of these are pretty good. You can't really go wrong with any. I mean, Last of Us Part 2 is great. It's great as well. I don't know that there's much about any of these games I would improve from an audio design perspective, but my preference is what they did in Doom. It's literally makes the experience better. It's perfect. Like, I don't even like the kind of like I would never listen to that kind of music outside of playing Doom. But in Doom, man, that's it. There is nothing. There's nothing else you would rather listen to playing Doom. What, you want some Frank Sinatra on that shit? Moving on. Best score in music. So now we get into music specifically. This is interesting. Because this was best audio design. So this was about game audio sound design, which to me includes music. It encompasses the overall sound profile of a game. This is just strictly, what soundtrack do you like the best? Doom Eternal would not win this argument for me, because it's not my kind of music, even though I think it fits the game brilliantly. So then you're left with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Hades, another great soundtrack, very similar type of soundtrack to Doom Eternal. And again, I wouldn't have a different type of soundtrack for Hades. That's the kind of soundtrack it should have. Ori and the Will of the Wisp and Last of Us Part 2. This is where I show a little bias because I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, so I don't know the soundtrack very well, and I haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake or Final Fantasy VII ever. I know. Gamer card removal moment. So I haven't heard the music. So I'm going to go with Ori. We're going to give the little guy a chance. Do I think Ori's winning this category? Absolutely not. But I'm mesmerized by that music every time I play. It is such a good soundtrack. And I think they all have fantastic soundtracks, I'm sure. I'm sure Final Fantasy VII and Last of Us Part 2 has great soundtracks. They wouldn't be on this list otherwise. But I'm going to go with Ori because I prefer that soundtrack. Dude, Ori's soundtrack's great. Will the it's so great. And I've been playing a lot more of it now that it's on. Now that I have Game Pass, I've been playing a lot more of it on Xbox. Playing a lot of Xbox lately because I have Game Pass. Nintendo, give me Game Pass. I play more games on Switch then. Best art direction for outstanding creativity and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. So this includes animation and art direction, basically. But the category says art direction, so I don't know if animation's as relevant. See, this is tough. So from a pure, I want most realistic visuals ever, Last of Us Part 2 is there. Last of Us Part 2 is the best realistic looking game on this list. So if you prefer realism, you go with Last of Us Part 2. If you want unique, beautiful, stylistic art, Ori and Will o' the Wisp or Hades. Two very different art directions, but both fit the games perfectly. Both is like you play those games and you don't want any other type of art with it. Beautiful, unique, fits the atmospheres perfectly. Ghost of Tsushima. This one is only not at the top for realistic because parts of it aren't necessarily, when you watch some of the gameplay, it's not necessarily realistic. It's more going for old school samurai feel, which is perfect for the game, but it's a different art style than Last of Us Part 2 that's just hyper-realism. This is hyper-realism, but with some flair. So, very good-looking game. Some people are going to prefer this over Last of Us Part 2, guaranteed, but because they enjoy the flair. Final Fantasy VII Remake speaks for itself. It's what you would imagine Final Fantasy VII would look like in the modern age. It's not the best realistic looking. It's not the best artistic. But it's exactly what it should be. So, this is tough. Like, Last of Us Part 2 is supposed to be hyper-realistic. That's one of the calling cards of that game, of that atmosphere. This is tough. I feel like Last of Us Part 2 is probably going to win it. So I haven't seen enough of Ghost. So again, sorry to Ghost of Tsushima. I know. When I get a PlayStation 5, I promise I will play this game. I will play this when I get a PlayStation 5. Same with Final Fantasy VII Remake. I will play these games when I finally get my hands on a PlayStation 5. No console bias here. I will get a PlayStation 5 and finally dabble in all the PlayStation 4 games I've missed. And this feels so weird too. Because then it's like, oh, then I'm obviously picking one of these two games, but I'm not. I'm going to go with Last of Us Part 2. Again, I haven't played it. Same excuse as Final Fantasy VII and Ghost of Tsushima. The difference is, I've watched a lot of gameplay of it. I have watched probably 7+ hours of gameplay of Last of Us Part 2. And I just come away impressed every time. It blows my mind. As a Switch gamer, it just blows my mind. And I gave Ori a vote in something, and Hades a vote in something already. I do think Last of Us Part 2 deserves a win somewhere. So I'm going to give it Best Art Direction because it is the most realistic, best-looking realistic art game I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything look more realistic than this game. Last of Us Part 2. All right, Best Narrative. Best Narrative. For outstanding storytelling and narrative. So, perfect. What is the best story? Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII Remake, 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. I've never even played that game. Last of Us Part 2. Hades. I mean, we're giving it to Hades. I think the pacing, I think the overall story, I think it's just, it's almost perfect. If there could ever be perfect storytelling, I think it's Hades. Final Fantasy VII Remake is fine, but I even though I haven't played it, I know I'm going to feel like it's incomplete because I know there's more, and the original game had more story. This game is just part of the story. There's more to tell. And these two games, again, this is one of those, I just haven't played them, so I can't comment as much on the story. Hades, I have. Hades storytelling is great. We're going to go with Hades. And this game, I've just never even really heard of, so. I got time to play everything, I'm sorry. Best Game Direction. So this isn't about visuals. This is just about the overall direction of the game. For outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction. It's Half-Life Alyx. This isn't even a question. I don't think this is innovative in what it does. I don't think this is innovative in what it does. I don't even think Hades is innovative in what it does, or Final Fantasy VII Remake. The only game that's innovative in its game's direction in any of these things is Half-Life Alyx. It's innovative in direction, design, everything. This is innovation. These other ones, I don't find them to be innovative. White Umbrella says best game direction is forward. But I'm going with Half-Life Alyx. I want to see this lead to better and better VR games moving forward. They set a new standard. Let's go Half-Life Alyx. I hope you win something. I hope you don't get overlooked just because you're a VR game and a lot of people haven't played you. Game of the year! Here's the big one, boys. Ladies and gents. People of all ages. This is the big one. And I have no idea what I'm going to pick. You would figure because I'm Nintendo Prime, I'm going with Animal Crossing. But I honestly do not know what I am going to pick. We have Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing, and Last of Us Part 2. This is recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. From a pure technical standpoint, Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us Part 2 are at the top. From a pure technical standpoint. Final Fantasy VII Remake to me doesn't look as good, but it might be considered a better game. But it's also a remake. So I kind of have this thing in my mind where it's hard for me to put a remake as a game of the year. Because if we're looking at a remake as the best game of the year, then what kind of year in gaming was it? Like, how bad was that year in gaming if a remake wins? So I just automatically exclude Final Fantasy VII. I think Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2 are the best technical experiences from a pure visual standpoint. I feel Doom Eternal might have the best gameplay combined with visuals. Hades, it's like the best of the best of what indie has to offer. Don't think overall, I think its storytelling is better, but I don't think overall Hades as a game is better than these other games. So Hades, sorry, you made it as far as you can. Amazing storytelling, amazing visuals, amazing soundtrack. Just don't think you're quite at the level of some of these other games. So now I'm stuck. So we got two gone. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Hades. Gone. Okay? Great games. Gone. So we're stuck with Animal Crossing, The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Doom Eternal. Again, this is where the bugaboo comes back to bite me. Because I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2 and haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, I kind of have to eliminate them from my list because how can I definitively say they're better than other games I legitimately think are fantastic and I have experience with? So this is what I'm torn now with. We have Animal Crossing New Horizons and Doom Eternal. Fundamentally different games. Animal Crossing New Horizons, it's an Animal Crossing game. It's the biggest, arguably best Animal Crossing game ever made. Best-selling Switch game on the planet. Probably going to be ahead of Mario Kart 8, before the end of the fiscal year. Adds a whole bunch of new stuff, terraforming, swimming, stuff that's never been in an Animal Crossing game before. And obviously it released at the heart of a pandemic. A time when people needed a time-wasting game. They needed like a new Sims. And along came Animal Crossing. So instead of getting Sims 5, we got Animal Crossing to kind of fill that void. And it did so brilliantly. When you think of, when people look back on 2020, when they look back on pandemic, when they think of the pandemic year of gaming, they're going to remember Animal Crossing. Even if they didn't play it. Because it had that big of an impact and was that big of a deal. But is it a better game than Doom Eternal? And this is what I'm torn on. Doom Eternal. It's like perfection. I don't think Animal Crossing's perfect. we just were ragging on the online features of it earlier. I'm not even ragging on the online features of Doom Eternal. They replaced the old online multiplayer system with a new multiplayer system, and that new multiplayer system is freaking amazing. So I'm torn because Animal Crossing New Horizons, I think it has the greater impact. But is it better than Doom Eternal? Like, my Nintendo bias in me wants to say, hey, you spent more time in Animal Crossing, go play that game. But Animal Crossing is a game that's meant to have a lot of time put into it. This is tough. Doom Eternal or Animal Crossing? For Game of the Year. Recognize the game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. I mean, there's no doubt Animal Crossing is a creative game. Not really a technical feat. I feel like internally I'm trying to find a way to justify Animal Crossing. I feel that's what I'm trying to do right now. I feel like my Nintendo bias internally is trying to find a way to justify the game that I spent the most hours playing this year as my game of the year. When I know in my mind that Doom Eternal is the better game. But you could argue that Animal Crossing was one of the best games for accessibility, for crying out loud. I don't think I voted for Animal Crossing anything, did I? I'm just scrolling down. This isn't cheating. I already did my vote. Pretty sure I didn't vote for Animal Crossing in anything, did I? Oh, I did. Okay, this is a good best family game. And this is just me. I don't think Doom Eternal's winning, by the way. I think either the Game Awards is rigged and Last of Us Part 2 is going to win, because Last of Us Part 2 is in the most categories, and even if Last of Us Part 2 doesn't win any of those categories, the fact that it's nominated for all of those categories pretty much means that The Last of Us Part 2 is probably going to win Game of the Year. It's pretty easy to predict because it has the most nominations, so ergo, it'll likely be Game of the Year. But I can't vote. And the thing is, these games, Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us Part 2, might be better than Doom Eternal. But I can't speak from experience. Birdman, vote Animal Crossing. Just vote Doom. Vote Animal Crossing, vote Doom, vote Doom. Well, I think the worst of the six is including a remake. I'll never, no matter how amazing the remake is, I can't put a remake above everything else. Even if it was a Zelda remake I really loved, in my heart, I couldn't put a Zelda remake above new games. Because technically a remake isn't completely original. So Animal Crossing would be ahead of that at least. And for me, I prefer Animal Crossing over Hades, so it would beat out Hades. Would it beat out Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima if I played them? I don't know. All right, Doom Eternal. I just did it. Nintendo Prime just voted for against. I just voted against Animal Crossing. Did I just lose all my Nintendo street cred? Not standing up for Nintendo fans everywhere. Did I just lose my street cred? Did I just lose the Nintendo street cred by voting for Doom Eternal? At least I voted for a game that's on Switch. Or at least will be in 2 days. I just blew my street cred. Everyone's gone. Man, we had 83 people watching when I made that vote. 83 people wanted to see me. See what I was going to vote for Game of the Year. All right. Now, let me see if I have this set up correctly. I do. All right. Now, here's my question to you guys. I just got all my votes in. All done. Locked in. I mean, technically you can go cancel votes and redo it, but I just did it on live stream, so people can call me out if I did that. So here's my eternal debate, assuming that my stream's working. Is my stream working? Or is my stream lagging? I'm gonna refresh. It was lagging on my side. I want to make sure it's working fine for you guys. So now my debate is, guys, do I gain more respect from you for choosing a non-Nintendo game? I try telling people I'm biased in some regards. We're all biased, by the way. And I have an affinity for Nintendo. Why the heck do you think my channel is called Nintendo Prime? Why the heck do you think I was playing Nintendo Switch and didn't even own a PlayStation 4? But it doesn't mean that, like, my experience of playing games prefers platforms or prefers, like, when I play a game, like, all these PlayStation 4 games I didn't play, it's not because I didn't want to play them. Because I just didn't have a PlayStation 4. And I knew PlayStation 5 was coming, and I just kept holding out for a PlayStation 5, and now I still don't have a PlayStation 5. And eventually I'm going to get a PlayStation 5, and then I'll play them all, but at least I get to play them all for cheap, plus money. It's expensive to support all these platforms because I play on PC as well. At least on Xbox, they have Game Pass now, so that's a little easier to stomach. So, my question now, for after completing my votes, is do I do a competition against you guys? Do I put up all of these categories over the next handful of days? Next 3 days, I guess I had to put them up. Starting today, I suppose, so I guess 4 days. Do I put up a bunch of polls for you guys to choose your winners from our community and then have a bet against you guys? Which one of you guys, basically the community versus me. And if I lose, I'm punished. And if I win, I'm not punished. But what would the punishment be? If I lost, what would the punishment be? I think that's the bigger question. How shall I be punished? What do you guys want to happen to me? Do we want some you eat something pain? Do we want something embarrassing happening pain? Do you want, if I mention it, do you guys just want me to do big giveaways? I'm not really going to do that big a giveaway. None of that stuff can happen until January. The big giveaways. So it gets the people saying, yep, we want you to bet against us. So what am I going to bet? Because there's nothing for you guys. If you lose the bet, you lose the bet. It doesn't really do anything to you. This is more so like giving my community a chance to punish me. Drink liquid death. Include winners from the last 2 years, too. Winners of what? You did good being honest. Thanks. And Stonks 420, I hope that when people watched my debate, my internal debate with these games in front of you guys, I hope that it showed people that I'm biased. We're all biased, but I try to be fair in how I talk about games and how I view games. I'm not always consistent. There's going to be hypocritical moments, of course, because I have biases. But what are you going to do? I like to think that at least you could see my process, how I think about things as a gamer. Especially when I'm talking about games, because I talk about games and stuff like that, all the time on this channel. I was about to say for a living, but it's not exactly for a living. But I do make some money doing it. Drink liquid death. It could be something like, if you guys beat me, I just give up and we do a giant Among Us stream or something. Where I play against everyone in the community that I could fit into a stream. I mean, there's got to be some sort of barrier. That would get a little crazy. There's got to be some sort of barrier to get into it, but can figure that out later. Because then that's something fun that happens if I lose. And if I win, I can laugh and proclaim I'm never playing Among Us. Because I have zero interest in playing Among Us. But I know my community loves it. Pretty much all gaming communities love it. All right. I'll think of something. I think that might be something fun. Even though I don't want to play it. Be forced. You will be forced to love Among Us. Or die. Ugh. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Ring Fit Master, for your $2 Canadian super chat earlier. I really appreciate it. The only super chat support I've had today. Tear come to my eye. 80 plus people watch. Nobody support. It's okay. I thank you guys for tuning in. It was a fun stream. Hope you guys had a good time. We're going to call that. I don't know if I'm going to get another video out tonight or not. We'll see. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. But chief among them, I got to play some games today. It's Sunday. Sunday game day. Yeah. All right. Catch you guys. Peace. Later.